Listen-only mode.
All right, everybody, welcome to your What's Working Now call for October 28th, 2015. My name is Russ Henneberry, and I am Director of Editorial at Digital Marketer, and I have the awesome, the powerful Lindsay Martyr on the call. What's up, Lindsay?
Hi guys, Russ, I like that little show tune you just started right there.
I mix it up, you got to open a little different each time, and
It's pretty great.
I decided to go with a little.
Little Matthew
All
McConaughey.
right, everybody,
It
here
was
we
like
go.
Neil Patrick Harris and Matthew McConaughey met and had a baby. Could be you.
That would be that note, that voice.
Yeah.
Well, I see a lot of people filing in, and welcome to What's Working Now. And today we're super excited. I'm on a website called tombreeze.com, breeze.com. I've never actually met Tom. He's actually on the other side of the pond. And you know what, Tom?
Mhm.
I was gonna have a second cup of coffee today for this call. Instead, I grabbed some breakfast tea.
Good man.
Yeah, just in honor of this call, because aren't you? So it's like I'm gonna guess like 7 or 8 o'clock over there, and you're
Yeah, 7 p.m. here now.
right. So thanks for taking time. I know you're a busy guy, and to be spending time with us in the evening hours, really appreciate it. But the first time I met Tom, or at least what I call meet people these days, which is discover them on the internet and things, is we found you through some work that you've been doing with V-Roll, which these guys are awesome too, Gideon Shawick, and um, we can go to vroll.com and show V-Roll, but they've been doing some content stuff with us, and they mentioned Tom, so I go over to tombreeze.com. I download this 75-minute masterclass here and was just blown away with the content and your presentation style. Fantastic presentation, but going through a lot of stuff on YouTube ads and even some stuff on Facebook ads. So guys, if you have not downloaded Tom's masterclass, you can get it for free here at tombreeze.com. Check it out. It's well worth it. 75 minutes, just basic, packed with content about YouTube ads. Um, just give us a quick 1 minute on what's in this presentation here, Tom.
Yeah, cool. I mean, in that particular presentation, it was in London to like 600 people who weren't familiar with the ins and outs of video advertising. So it kind of covers four key areas that I often talk about, like the four Ps. So we talk about like the platform, or call that canvas. So whether that be YouTube or Facebook, or Google, and what you can do on those platforms really. So and what's the psychology of the viewer. So that's the first P that we cover. The second P is like the person. So how to target the exact audience you want to get in front of. The third P is your product, or really kind of what's your first giveaway, what's your thing that's going to get people to opt in, like your lead magnet, and is that right for that particular platform and that particular person? And then we talk about the promotion, so particularly what type of ads you should be creating for the platform, for the person, and what sort of products you should be promoting as well. So it kind of all comes together, and it gives you kind of a complete strategy of how to kind of really use video really effectively with advertising.
Yeah, and I'm going to switch the presentation over to you, but in the meantime, one of the things you talk about in here is you start talking about the different ad platforms and things, and you kind of settle in on YouTube video ads in this presentation. And I thought it'd be cool to start out, like, can you tell us why you feel like such an opportunity right now with YouTube ads?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the big thing is the timing's right. Let me I'm just going to show my screen here, so take it over from
Yeah.
you guys. And then I'm going to put this first slide up if I can work out how to do this. Cool. Can you see my screen now?
Yep. Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So when it comes to anything to do with any promotion or any platform, a lot of the time I think is down to the timing of that platform and the timing of where we are in terms of the year and the platform itself. So say, for example, like if you rewind it back when I first started really getting into online advertising for my first business, like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, kind of Google AdWords was the most awesome place in the world because it was so cheap. You could get really high quality traffic coming back to your website, converting them, and everyone was buying online at that stage as well. So I'm sure a lot of people were on the call now and just remember the good old days of Google AdWords. And it was easy as well. And so everyone got into AdWords, absolutely loved it. And there's some big household brands that made it like kind of a success overnight as a result of using AdWords to get them kick-started. Places like eBay and Amazon kind of really got a good start to their business with using AdWords. Not to say that everything was down to AdWords, but it was a big play for them. And over time, more and more people got into that platform, and it got more and more saturated, more and more competitive, and as a result, kind of people end up paying a fair price for the traffic they're generating. Whereas if you at that stage start looking at different platforms and start mastering different platforms, and it's a good platform to master, then you find that you can get back in front of really high quality traffic again for a very cheap price. And if you look at someone like Facebook, everyone seems to be falling in love with Facebook right now because it's got really effective targeting. It's nice and cheap, and everyone loves it, and I love it too. Not that many people are running videos on Facebook, and you can get some amazing results by using video on Facebook. And I think it's because it's a barrier to entry. It's a bit harder to create a video ad that actually works and is really powerful. And that's the beauty of YouTube, is that YouTube is a platform. Millions of people made huge fortunes through YouTube. YouTube are changing their business model ever so slightly. I'm sure you've been hearing about YouTube Red that's coming out very soon, like that subscription model idea that's coming out very soon. But YouTube has been like one of those platforms where lots of people have made money because they know what they're doing. If you're good at creating video and you're good at advertising and you've got a good business behind you, YouTube is like the most obvious place. And the beauty of YouTube is it's a search engine. It's dirt cheap at the moment, but it borrows because it's owned by Google and can use the AdWords platform. You've got so much advanced stuff that you can implement very quickly. And I mean, a lot of the stuff we'll be talking about today is purely remarketing, but just the cost of getting in front of someone who's searching for information like want to know, want to do, or want to buy stuff. That's what people go to YouTube for. You can get video ads in front of them. You can really connect with them, with your viewers, and really kind of build a relationship with them. And then by doing that, you can then say, right, well, if you like this content in this particular video, you're going to love the next thing I have for you, whatever that opt-in might be or whatever that product might be. But just the eyeballs that go to YouTube tend to be there with intent. And what I mean by that is they're going there really wanting to discover something or want to know something, and they're really motivated. And it's at that point, as advertisers or marketers, that's the point at which we want to get in front of people when they're doing their research, when they're doing their searching, and we can almost like throw our hat into the ring as a business when we don't have to spend the big bucks and we're getting in front of people, engaging with them, and taking it from there. So I know it's a very long answer to why I think YouTube is so powerful, but it's got everything to it. It's got the video aspect, it's got the targeting aspect, and it's dirt cheap right now. So it's a really effective way of generating conversion.
Yeah, and I know they've had trouble selling some of their ad inventory, and that's, I mean, not trouble, but they've got more ad inventory to sell than they're selling, and so you've got cheaper clicks. And I think you're exactly right. I mean, we're seeing the same thing happen in Facebook as we saw in AdWords, where the click costs are going up. More brand advertisers are moving in and buying up lots and lots of inventory. Agencies are coming in buying tons and tons of inventory, and so and you're seeing Facebook do what ad networks do when they mature, which is start to clamp down on, banning people, disapproving ads that are might have been more effective, but don't, they tighten up those terms of service. And not to say that YouTube is a place where you can just go do whatever you want to do, but I know that the clicks over there that we're seeing are really, really inexpensive. And I know today you're going to talk a lot about, we could jump into your presentation. I don't want to cannibalize your presentation, but I know you're going to talk a little bit about the different ad types, but we're going to focus down on what we love so much here at Digital Marketer, and I know you do too, which is remarketing and retargeting. So we're excited, man. And guys, if you have questions, pop them into the box. We will try to answer as many as we can. I know Tom's a member of Digital Marketer Engage, but Tom is also super busy, and so if you tag him in Digital Marketer Engage with questions after this, he may or may not be able to get in there and answer them, but we'll try to get as many questions and answers as we can, so you can pop them into the questions box as we go along. And if you hear him mention resources and things like that, Lindsay and I will be popping those into the chat box in your GoToWebinar as the conversation goes on. So thanks for being here, man, and we're excited.
Yeah, for sure. I'm dead excited. I can't wait to get into some of this content because it's very new as well with some of the stuff that's come out from AdWords recently, and it's very rare do I get to speak at such depth about kind of a topic. So it's going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, cool. Let's rock and roll.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So as I think a few of you may know who I am, and a lot of you probably don't know who I am. I run a video advertising agency called Viewability, and I also run tombreeze.com, which is more of the training and consultancy side of the business. But the reason I say that is because we work with a lot of different clients across many different industries, working with lots of different types of campaigns every single day. We major on YouTube advertising because it's just a platform we know and love, and we spread out into Google advertising and Facebook advertising as well. But YouTube advertising is our baby, so to speak. That's where we kind of feel like we've got a specialism. But all the data and all the stuff I'll be sharing with you today in this presentation will be directly from stuff that I'm doing with clients. There'll be a lot of blocking out of confidential data and things, but it shows you what's working right now, which is what this is all about. So this is going to be about the power of YouTube remarketing. Now, it doesn't want to click onto the next slide. There we go. Okay. So first of all, what I wanted to do is just kind of go back to basics and just make sure that we're all on the same page from the very beginning. I know that remarketing is often called retargeting. It's pretty much exactly the same thing. It's just that Facebook will call it retargeting and Google AdWords call it remarketing. But if you're using remarketing effectively, you'll find that you'll lower your cost per opt-in and also your cost per customer, which is the big benefit of doing this. You're going to find you'll be able to increase your scale and also reduce your cost per acquisitions. Also, what you're going to find is that first impression you might have with somebody might be really effective, but people don't know you just yet. So people need to see you more and more to feel confident to convert. I notice that with my own behavior. I see it from my data as well, is that if I see someone's ad for the very first time, I might see it, click it, may decide to take action or not. But if I keep on seeing them around and they follow me around with their ads, then I'm much more likely to see that ad and finally take action based on the fact that I keep on seeing that person. I think in my mind, I'm thinking, well, they must be good if they're everywhere. So that's what remarketing can allow you to do. The beauty of this is that I think a lot of people, especially when it comes to video, feel daunted by the idea of having to be a really good salesperson on video. And this approach, using remarketing effectively, means you don't need to have that kind of sell approach, that really direct response ad, in order to make YouTube advertising work. If you're using remarketing correctly, I'm going to show you how to do it. You can create value-driven ads. I mean like actually give good content and almost like a blog post type content on the video ad itself. And then if you use that effectively with remarketing, you'll nearly always outperform straight direct response ads, which I think is just so powerful, because my initial way of working with any client is not to be really salesy up front. That's just not my character, not the way I work. I'm much more about giving value, giving advice up front, building a relationship with people, and then asking for the opt-in, which is working really well for us, and also all my clients that I'm working with as well. So it allows you as a presenter, or you as a business owner, or anyone who might be doing any content for your business, it allows you just to relax, know that it's all about giving really good value and content and giving the customer a really good experience. And also it means you can focus on brand awareness, because that is becoming more and more important for any advertising mix. When it comes to your performance with any ads, if you find that you've connected with people quite a few times and you build up brand awareness, they're going to get to know, like, and trust you over time, and that's going to be really powerful. But of course, remarketing is a big key part of enabling you to create ad campaigns like that. And also, this is something that I often find with some clients. They fall in love with their own free opt-in, whether it be a webinar or video or a PDF or whatever it is they have as a free opt-in. They fall in love with it. They think it's going to be the best thing ever. And they think, hey, you're going to love this, Tom. When we start promoting this, you're going to see conversion rates go through the roof and all this sort of stuff. And I said, great, let's see what the data says. And so we start running these campaigns. And I say to them, okay, well, do you have another type of opt-in we can go for as well? So instead of a webinar, maybe can we go to a free video, or can we go to a PDF, or whatever it might be? And what we find is that if you just offer a different type of opt-in sometimes, by having two offers, it can be really, really powerful. But just sometimes engaging or re-engaging that audience that first came to your website that said, actually, they don't want your first offer, they might be really interested in your second offer. And it means that we can, it doesn't have to be one opt-in we have, we can try them out with different opt-ins. And again, remarketing will be key for that. So I want you to kind of imagine this scenario, and I've done this so we're on the same page from the very beginning, and we can see how YouTube works and how YouTube remarketing works. This is going to be Mary. This is a fictional person, I don't know who this is, but let's just call her Mary for now. And if she has an idea at one point, something triggers an idea. In the advertising world, we'll call this a stimulus. Something happens to get someone to think about something. So there's something in the external world happens and it gets our minds thinking. It's like cause and effect. And that's, in this instance, is going to have an effect where it might say something like, I want to get fit and healthy by doing yoga at home, whatever that might be. So that person, Mary, has just had that thought. Now, the next thing that happens is that if she wants to do yoga from home, the chances are she'll say, okay, I'll search YouTube for yoga lesson. I'll type in yoga lesson into YouTube. And what tends to happen is that you would then have a scenario where they go online, they go to YouTube, and they type in yoga lesson. And this is what a typical YouTube, I actually just grabbed this as a screenshot earlier today, so I know this is exactly what it looks like when it comes to yoga lesson, at least in the UK. And you're going to get all these different search results on YouTube. Now, when we actually zoom in on this particular search result, you're going to find that when it comes to YouTube, there's different types of things that will happen. First of all, you're going to see ads at the top of the search results. Those are called in-display ads. You can show a video there. Those sort of videos you want to create that have like good quality content. You want to make sure that you're delivering kind of a valuable experience, because that's what people are looking for. So give them exactly what they want. Then on the right-hand side here as well, you can also see that there's another ad here, and this is part of the Google Display Network. So again, this is inside of AdWords. You can set this up, but you can have image ads, and you can make sure that you show your ads here on the right-hand side. And let's say, for example, for now, the lady, who I've forgotten her name now, Mary, Mary decides, okay, I'm going to skip the ads. I'm not going to click on any of the ads just yet. I'm going to watch the first video that comes up, which is what a lot of us do. That's kind of like, we get a bit of ad blindness sometimes. We kind of just skip past the ads, unless they really engage us, like with a really good thumbnail and a really good title, for example. But a lot of people just go to that first video that ranks. So it's like the SEO video, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Now, when we click that, most of the time, ads will appear. A lot of the time, especially for certain niches like this, like yoga, a lot of ads tend to appear. And you can see here, this is like what's called an in-stream ad. This is the one that appears, and it's kind of deemed probably one of the most frustrating ads in the world, because it really interrupts us and gets in our way, and we don't like it. And obviously, when we watch it, we have to wait for 5 seconds, and then we have the choice of either clicking back to the site of the advertiser, or we can press the skip ad button at any point. Now, it will depend on the quality of that video. It will depend on how well it's targeted, what sort of thing it's offering there. But chances are we're probably going to press skip ad most of the time. Now, then Mary has a choice to say, okay, well, she can either get on with her watching the YouTube video, and she's probably already in her kit and ready to warmed up and wanting to actually watch a YouTube video where she can actually have a yoga session or a yoga lesson. Or she has another decisions where she could go back and visit the website of that ad. And that's kind of what we're trying to do as advertisers. We're trying to get people to kind of go from the video on YouTube, like an ad on YouTube, and get them to come back to our website and give them something for free, like a lead magnet at that point. Okay, now the thing is, this is happening every single minute of the day. Millions of people every single day are searching this stuff out. And this is where we've got to think about our audience and can we get in front of our audience using this approach. And what I want to do is give you a bit of an autopsy of that approach there, which is a very common way of whatever happens on YouTube. It's a very common scenario, but I want to show you exactly what the scenario means for you when it comes to YouTube. First of all, when this stimulus kind of like gets into Mary's brain and she's thinking, okay, I want to get fit and healthy by doing yoga at home, what we're finding is that she is already motivated. Before she even goes to YouTube, she's motivated to find an answer, to find a solution, to get going, basically. And that's the beauty of YouTube, really. On YouTube, it's a search engine. People are going there with intent. People are wanting answers to their questions. People are wanting solutions, etc. And it means they're already motivated. A lot of other platforms like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, for example, don't work as search engines, and so we have to show them ads based on people's interests, based on people's behavior, etc., or maybe their demographics as well, which of course we can do on YouTube as well, but when they actually go to the platform of YouTube, they're already interested, and so we find that we can really get in front of a very engaged audience. Now, Mary types in yoga lesson into YouTube, and what you're going to find is that if you are going to show your ad there, you're going to be showing your ad in the right place at the right time. Now, Google call this the ZMOT, which stands for the zero moment of truth. And really what it's saying is that at that moment where someone makes that first decision, that first moment where they make a plan to do anything, like to say, okay, I'm going to go to YouTube to check this out. I'm going to start my research there. That's ideally exactly where we want to be, because it's the perfect time. So it's the right place at the right time. That's where YouTube operates. And if we can get our ads in front of people there, it's just so powerful because they're motivated, it's the right place, it's the right time, it's the perfect thing. Now, of course, we're talking about yoga here, but it can be done for any business where people either search information about wanting to know something, so they're wanting to get information, want to discover information, want to learn something. You've got the want to do type people that go to YouTube, those types of searches. So maybe they're typing in tutorials or how to, those types of videos. Again, just have a think about your niche or your industry and think about your business, what people will be doing on YouTube that you can potentially show your ad in front of them. And also a lot of people go to YouTube to kind of see if they want to buy something. So there's a lot of review videos on YouTube that gets huge amounts of views, and the actual one of the most popular videos on YouTube right now is by Disney Collector. It's Disney Collector outperformed Taylor Swift, outperformed Jimmy Fallon, all these different huge channels, and all it is someone unboxing Disney products. That's all they do. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah?
They get so many millions of views every single day, but it's because we want to see the product and want to see if it's right for us. Yeah. So those are the three types of searches that people will type in, and if you can get in front of people at that point, when they're there on YouTube looking for want to know, want to do, or want to buy type searches, they'll be really hot. You're in the right place at the right time, they're motivated, and you know exactly what they want. So you've got a few types of approaches, and you can be in a variety of different places on YouTube. So you've got here at the top, you've got the YouTube in display, and that's kind of pay-per-click. So that's the top one there, pay-per-click, which means that as soon as someone clicks play on that video, they've made a decision to click and press play. You'll pay AdWords at that point. For this type of industry, you're probably wanting to pay about 2 to 3 cents or 2 to 3 pence, depending if you're in the US or the UK. Nice and cheap, get your viewers, kind of get your video appearing there at the top of the search results. the very fact for yoga lesson showing that there's only one ad there, typically you'll see two, but the very fact that there's one just pulls on what Russ was saying earlier in terms of there's so much inventory that is not being sold at the moment. So if you run a yoga online yoga training or anything like that, then definitely get into YouTube. It's just huge. So you pay per click. You pay as soon as someone clicks play on your video. On the right-hand side, you've got the Google Display Network. Again, that works in a very similar way. So you only pay when someone clicks your ad. And again, you just use YouTube as your targeting option. You say, right, I want to get in front of people on YouTube. You can really zero in on your audience there. What I'm saying is there's more real estate that you can advertise on. Again, it's that brand awareness. You're getting in front of people consistently with your images, with your logos, with your face, whatever it might be for your business. And it all adds up and stacks up to a user experience where they keep on seeing you everywhere. It's really key, that. And obviously, if you're into SEO and you're really looking to promote your videos, again, of course, you can be at the top of the results there. That doesn't really pull on remarketing or anything. That's just kind of being there for certain keywords, etc. But again, it just shows you different ways you can get more and more traffic from YouTube. And the other way, of course, which we showed you earlier as well, is the YouTube in-stream ads. And this is where you either pay for a click, where you can, if someone clicks the Visit Advertiser site, you can click there. Or if someone watches past 30 seconds of your video ad, then you'll pay for the view at that point. So it means that if someone watches like 29 seconds of your video and of your ad here, and then says, actually, no, I'm going to skip this ad and press skip ad, it won't cost you anything. So that's pretty cool. You can get huge amounts of brand awareness and exposure in front of people there with these types of ads. And if you're clever and use external annotations, those clicks can also be free as well. So quite an effective way of actually using these types of ads, especially when it comes to remarketing, which we'll go into in just a second. So those are the different options you've got available to you that are going to be ways that you can actually advertise and show your video ads in front of people. And again, what you're thinking about is your viewer is going to videos with intent. They're getting to YouTube and they're deciding, well, should I click on one of these ads or should I watch one of these YouTube videos? Now, if your video, whether it be an in-display or an in-stream ad, if it's really well produced and it's a really high-quality video, you're going to find that your video ad will be a more desirable thing to watch than the video they're about to watch. If you target your audience correctly and you have a really good video ad, say, for example, this lady here, Mary, was going to YouTube and she types in yoga lesson and she saw loads and loads of amateurs trying to teach a yoga lesson and gets fed up because they're not very good quality. And then all of a sudden she sees an ad where it's someone who really knows what they're doing saying, hey, Cook, come back to my website. I'm going to give you a yoga lesson for free. And it's really well produced. They're much more likely to take that option than to continue watching stuff on YouTube. But again, you need to position yourself and you need to make sure you look good in order to make that work really effectively. So it's all about making sure that you can try and show ads to people at the right time with the right offer and getting people to make that decision to come back to your website as opposed to continue watching other random videos on YouTube. So you might be thinking, well, that's cool, but what is remarketing and why should I use it and how does it work on YouTube? Well, you're probably familiar with website remarketing. This is where you get a visitor, goes to your website, and then they decide to not buy or not take the action that you want them to take. They leave your website, and is you can show ads to those people because you've you've tagged them or given them, like they've hit a pixel or fired a pixel on your website, or it might be that you call it a cookie, whatever you want to call it. But basically, you tag those people, and when they go in other places around the internet, you can show your ads to those people, and it means that you can re-engage them, and from those ads, you can get them back to your website. And we're all familiar with that approach, or at least we should be. Website remarketing is quite commonplace these days. Whereas what you can do is you can do pretty much exactly the same thing, but with your YouTube videos. So instead of someone going to a website, this time you can say, right, the visitor comes to one of your videos, they get to watch one of your videos, and then they leave, they go onto another video, they'll leave YouTube, whatever it might be. But then because we've tagged them, because they've watched our video, they don't have to go to our website yet, they just watched our video, we can get back in front of them and send them back to our site, send them back to different Google properties if we wish to, and we can really kind of advertise these people and re-engage them in a number of different ways. But we can do all of this on YouTube before they even come to our website. So let's say, for example, you've got a YouTube video, whether it be an SEO video, so it's ranking as an organic video, whether it be a YouTube in display and they've watched that video, whether you're running an in-stream video ad as well and they've watched your in-stream video ad. If people engage with your video, you can add them to specific remarketing lists inside of AdWords. And I'm going to show you what type of strategies to put into place, how to do it, so it's nice and simple. You can just follow along. And here's just kind of like some of the examples that you can actually create from your YouTube videos inside of AdWords. So you can say, right, anyone that's viewed any video from a channel. So if you've got an established channel already on YouTube and you're getting lots of views, you may as well start building your remarketing lists if you're not doing it right now. So you want to look and say, right, any of my video from any of my channel, great, all my viewers, might as well tag those people. And of course you can create multiple. I'm not sure how many you can create. No, it's hundreds of remarketing lists, probably unlimited to be fair. It might be that you want them to visit a certain channel page that you've got on YouTube. And this can be any of your YouTube channels. I know a lot of people tend to have more than one channel sometimes. That's great. You can combine them all inside of one AdWords account as well. So it can be visit a channel page. It can be viewed any video as an ad from a channel. So if you're running any of your videos as ads, then you want to be running those and making sure that anyone who watches your videos as an ad, you're tagging those people. If they've liked any of your videos from a channel, that's a really good audience, especially if you've got a big YouTube channel. Maybe they've commented on any of your videos from a channel as well, so they've really engaged. You can connect with those people. If they shared a video, again, you can re-engage those people by putting them onto a remarketing list, subscribed to your channel. But the two at the bottom there, viewed certain videos or viewed certain videos as ads, I think are the ones where we can really start to get a little bit more granular and be a bit more specific with who we're targeting and how we're targeting those people. Because if we're running one particular ad, targeting a certain audience based on keywords or placements or interests, a certain demographic, a certain location, we can then start to say, right, if they viewed that certain ad, just that video as an ad, we can take that audience, put them into a remarketing list, and follow up with those people. So that's kind of what I want to show you how to do in this training. I've got 3 really effective strategies that can be used, but I want to kind of show you how to do it so you can start building your own remarketing list and start targeting your audiences in lots of different ways.
So quick question, Andreas is asking, does it have to be your channel?
Unfortunately, yes, it has to be your channel. Unless, which I have seen done before, unless you have a very nice conversation with the person that owns another channel, you can kind of take someone else's remarketing list, but you have to link their YouTube channel with your AdWords account, which can be done if you don't own the channel. But yeah, I'll show you how to do that later if you like. But it's yeah, if you can get other people's traffic as well, that's really, really cool.
So John asks, what about those text overlay ads? Are those part of? I think he may be talking about the annotations that we see, which are not ads, if I'm correct. But he also might be talking.
I think he means in video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you're watching a video and then like a dark banner will come across the bottom of the video.
Yep.
Normally when it's like, I think it's like 10% into the video. So yeah, so sometimes you get this like little pop-up that comes up that's actually an ad. That's actually, you can set that up inside of in display. I think it used to be called in slate. I think it's now it's called in video. But yeah, you need to set that up inside of AdWords under your in display campaigns. So yeah, that's equally as valid. You can use those as well. That's a good point.
Very cool.
Cool. So yeah, so this means that if people engage with your videos, you can add them to a remarketing list, which I think is just super cool. And you can then retarget this or target this list with new ads. So say for example they watched one ad and maybe they clicked back to the website, maybe they didn't. Whatever action they took, you can segment that audience and say, all right, I want to show them a different ad now. So that's It's really cool. You can grow your list very, very quickly and grow your exposure very quickly, especially when you're being very specific with who you're targeting in the first place. This means you get a really high quality remarketing list. Also, it means that multiple engagements will increase brand awareness, and the more we can do that, especially with using like things like the Google Display Network, where you can have like image ads all over the internet, following people around. I get followed around by digital marketer quite a bit. I'm sure everyone else does as well. Like you see the digital marketer ads everywhere. But it's great because it reminds me of how good digital marketer is, even if I don't click the ad. So it's got that really good brand awareness happening all the time.
Well, and it goes back to what you talked about earlier about looking like you're everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, because in your universe we kind of are. You know, because we've got you pixeled. So, you know, really a fantastic way to increase your branding is, you know, and appear to be just everywhere is you know, this use of retargeting, whether it's on YouTube or elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. How cool is it, the fact that you can, I mean, if you were around this like 20 years, it'd be like, right, we've got to run a radio ad or a TV ad or a billboard, right. and hope that it works and all the money is up front. And nowadays it's like, right, only those people that I've like identified in the first place, only those people that really fit my ideal audience, those people, I'm prepared to spend a very small amount on those people, but have an amazing brand awareness. It's just incredible.
That's the big reason that we wanted to have you on, is because after watching your presentation, I know you're right there with us when you're seeing that leading with content first as a way of, you know, first presenting value first to the prospect, but then also, you know, your content's going to get consumed a lot more, shared, passed around, and so forth. And you're using that content to segment people, like get them to raise their hand, tell you what they're interested in, so that you can then follow up with some more, you know, more direct response ads later. But you know, a lot of what this is about is building lists and getting, you know, building up those retargeting lists, and getting more and more folks sort of indoctrinated and branded to you. So. Yeah, that's the big, you know, one of the big reasons, you know, I really dug your presentation on tombreeze.com is because you know, I can see that you guys are seeing the exact same thing we are, the same thing the guys over at Dominate Web Media are seeing, and so forth. So really cool stuff.
If you lead with value, it's kind of like the pixels are becoming. It's kind of, it rivals the email, if that makes sense. Like I start looking at like my campaign sometimes and I think, do you know, if I run an ad to my pixel list, I know that sometimes has a better response than if I send out an email. And it's funny that like that's the way it works sometimes. It's like I don't always want to pester people with email, but I know that I can pester with them with ads to a certain extent. And but those pixels are like, if you've got some really high quality pixels and you've segmented them correctly, not only is it kind of delivery rate is 100% pretty much, as long as they go on the internet in the next few days, it's you just know that you can get your message in front of so many more people so much more rapidly, and I just love it for that.
A couple people asking for you to clarify what it means to engage with your videos in that first bullet point on your screen right now. So.
Okay, so when I say engage with your videos, the reason I say that is because engagement for me is it means that someone's actually decided to pay attention to your content. So say, for example, you're running an in-display ad where they made the decision to click your ad to watch it. That's engagement from second one, or the first second, if that makes sense. You know they're interested in that particular video because they've decided to click it based on the title or based on the thumbnail, for example. So that's a level of engagement. With in-stream, an impression is considered anything before 30 seconds. So with an in-stream ad, because you're interrupting them, someone that doesn't necessarily want to see your ad and is not interested. And so that I wouldn't count that as an engagement. I count that as an impression, but not as an engagement. So you'll be collecting people on your remarketing list based on people's kind of level of activity on your video. So if it's in display, as soon as they click, they'll go on your remarketing list. If it's in stream, they have to wait till 30 seconds before it becomes an official view. and then they can go on your remarketing list.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Cool. So engagement, yeah, it's kind of, I should have probably clarified that earlier. But yeah, so you can give value first and then follow up with more direct response ads if you want to, because you've already given that really good valuable content. So something that I'll do is I'd normally create something like an advertorial video, I would call it, where I give really good content, like 5 steps to crush it on YouTube ads. And give like 5 steps. It might take 7 minutes for me to deliver that content on YouTube, but they'll watch that video ad for like the retention on that video is very long, and people love the video. I don't really mind too much whether someone decides to click and come back to my website or not. If they do, great, fantastic. If they don't, I know I've pixeled them and I've given them a really good experience. It's me in the video, they see me, they get to know, like, and trust me. I give really good value, give really good training, and then off the back of that, I'll have much shorter direct ads that I might send to them, like image ads and short, like 22-second video ads, and like promote hard, or not so hard, but like promote with quicker ads, and just get in front of them to say, hey, look, I know you love that first video. Now I've got a webinar coming up this week. Click here to join us on the webinar. And that direct response ad is so much more, I get such better response because I've already built that relationship then first up front. They might not even be on my email list or anything like that, but I know that they know, like, and trust me because I've given them really good content and value from the very beginning. And also, sometimes your first free opt-in, like your lead magnet, wasn't right, and it gives you another chance to get in front of the viewer and give them what they really want. So whether you give like a PDF away, that people might not be interested in reading something. They might think, do you know what? I just want to see a video, or I'm the sort of guy that consumes webinars, and I love the content of a webinar. And so people do different things, and people like to consume information in different ways. So if they said no to you first time round, it may not be because they don't like you or anything like that. It may just be that the offer was wrong at that particular moment. Say, for example, if someone's standing in line at a store and they're just about to pay for a product, or at the store, and they're on their mobile phone just checking quickly, and they see your ad, like a quick video ad, and they watch a little bit of it, and they think, oh yeah, I want that. And then they see I have to sign up for a really long video, they might think, that's not what I want right now. But they probably would have downloaded a PDF because they can download that quickly and come back to it at a later date. So it may just be that the offer's not perfect at that particular time for that particular prospect. But the big point that I think is really important here is that you are getting in front of motivated searchers. If you get them on your remarketing list, you can show new ads to them all over the internet. It doesn't have to just be on YouTube any longer. You can kind of change different platforms and get ads all over the place. And you no longer have to pay for the expensive cold traffic. So yoga lessons will be more expensive showing your ad there than if you were to retarget someone and get in front of them when they're watching like a cat video, for example, on YouTube, which we all do. I know that everyone does. But that's really important. But here's the thing, is that the Google Display Network covers 92% of internet users. And according to ComScore, 65% of the top 200 websites. So you can see there's like some really big websites there that you can show your ads on, and the ads that you show there can be retargeting ads from YouTube. So they may see you on YouTube first. It's been dirt cheap to get in front of them. You tag them, and then you can get back in front of them on all these different websites with either YouTube video ads. You can kind of you'll see YouTube ads everywhere. But more often than not, you'll see image ads on these different websites. And again, you're just kind of connecting with people and getting them back to the website.
Yeah, and a few weeks ago, or months ago now, Richard Lindner, our president, came on and did a office hours call on creating banner ads for that could easily be used in the Google Display Network. And I'll pop that into the chat box in case you guys want to follow up and learn more about creating really nice banner ads that convert, targeting on some of these external sites.
Awesome, yeah, that'd be amazing. So I mean you can even create video ads that almost like call people to action based on the fact they've seen your video before. So you could even have a video ad say, hey, look, you haven't signed up for the webinar just yet. Go and click here and sign up for the webinar right now. So you can, I mean, it's a bit stalkery. it's a bit too much sometimes, but you can, if you wanted to, create videos like that and get back in front of people like that. You can even blow up on Facebook. And this is the thing, is that so many people get really excited by Facebook, and rightly so. It's such an amazing platform. The big opportunity, I think, is Facebook as well as YouTube. Not many people know how to do it on YouTube, and they don't know how to kind of really make the platform work that well. Remarketing is a big key to it. Obviously, the video creation and targeting the right audience, etc., is big as well. But remarketing is a big, big key here. And you might find that your audience, like for me getting in front of my audience, Facebook is a better route for me, because not that many people look up how to advertise on YouTube. Not many people do that. Whereas if I get in front of marketers and advertisers on Facebook, it's sometimes an easier way of getting in front of my ideal audience. They just tend to be there, and I can target them a little bit more easily on Facebook. But that's different for different businesses. So some businesses will find that their audience naturally lands on YouTube a lot of the time. And if that's the case, and showing your ads on YouTube, you can really engage them there. But it doesn't mean you have to stay there. Once you've got them back to your website and they've hit several different types of pixels, like a Facebook pixel, and Google pixel, and all the other types of pixels you can potentially have, then of course, then you can re-engage those people that have visited your website if they didn't convert on places like Facebook. So it gives you that cross-channel remarketing that does work incredibly well. It's a bit more advanced, and I don't want to go into it today, but I just want people to realize, and you probably understand how it works, but that can work incredibly well. So 3 strategies that I want to cover today that I think are easy to implement and get really good results are how to get back in front of your targeted viewers. That's to be the first one we talk about. What to do with people that don't opt in, those pesky ones that don't opt in. And then how to get more out of your campaign successes. I put out there twice, it should just be one there. So how to get more out of your campaign successes. So those are the 3 I want to cover.
Yeah, so how dare they not opt in too? I mean,
I know. God. What do we do with these people? Yeah, I mean, if you have that problem, I know that everyone on this call doesn't have that problem. I mean, everyone's got 100% opt-in rates here. I know that. They're part of digital marketer after all, so they know their stuff. But I mean, if you have like the 1% or 2% of people that don't opt in, this is what this is all about. Cool. So strategy number 1, how to get back in front of targeted viewers. Okay, so this is just going to really help you scale out, by the way, give you kind of huge amounts of scale and just get a huge audience as well, especially with something I'll be sharing with you later. But how to get more customers, that might be a keyword that you are targeting on YouTube, for example. I know it's one of my keywords that I would advertise on, and then they may see one of my ads here. So this might be like a pre-roll ad or an in-stream ad, the same thing. So they see that ad, and it might cost me, let's say, 15 cents to show that ad to a viewer. Obviously, I decide what I'm willing to pay, and I'll kind of like put a maximum cost per view there. But that's how much, let's say, I'm prepared to pay. Obviously, if they watch that video and they click the link and they go back to the website, I might have like a ebook on how to create YouTube advertising that sells, for example. And from there, what I'm hoping is that they leave their name, email, and download the guide. That much is pretty normal for a standard lead generation campaign. Nothing overcomplicated here just yet. Now, if you are using YouTube effectively, what you can find is that you can, everyone that views your video, as we talked about earlier, you can tag those people. And what I want to do is really just show you how to tag those people in a second and make sure you're building that list. But you tag all your YouTube viewers, okay? And then what you're going to do is you want to send them to a different type of ad based on if they didn't convert. So if they watched your video, didn't convert, we might want to show them a different video, okay? Now, this time round, when you show them the second video, the remarketing video, it's going to cost you a lot less because you're basically following them around the internet and you're not paying for the expensive places. Like how to get more customers, if that cost me 15 cents, when someone is watching a funny cat video or a baby video or something on those lines, I can still get in front of them if I really want to and pay much less. And those are average prices that I would be looking to spend for my niche. It'd be different for every niche, of course, and how competitive it would be on YouTube. But let me just tell you this, it's probably going to be cheaper than anywhere else based on the quality of the traffic, because of course they're searching for you, and also you're giving them a video, so you're really engaging. And then from that particular video, that second ad, we'll send them to a different landing page with a different offer. So this time it would be a webinar, and we'd look to sign them up to the webinar. So we're basically saying anyone that watches one of my videos and they didn't convert into a lead or an opt-in, I want to make sure I show them more ads to get them to convert in a slightly different way, but I don't want to keep on showing them the same ad because they'll get bored of me. Okay. So first of all, what you need to do is connect YouTube with AdWords. And I wanted to just going to give you the step-by-step so you can actually go and implement this. I'm going to work through this relatively quickly because I want to make sure that you just get it. So I know the recording of this is coming out, so it might be best just to watch the recording and follow it through. But yeah, but I think that it's good just to show you how to set this up. But so first of all, you need to connect YouTube with AdWords, and if you've not done this yet, it's definitely worthwhile. So when you log into AdWords, we've got the unified AdWords nowadays, so all the video campaigns are kind of within every other type of campaign, like a display or a text campaign as well. And so as soon as you sign up for AdWords, you're going to find that in the top right-hand corner, you can press the cog, and then it's going to drop down this these options to you, and you want to click on the second one, which is linked accounts. And once you've done that, you're going to get through to this page, and there's going to be this down in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see YouTube, and you just click that View Details. When you do that, it's going to come through to this page, and you're going to click on this particular button here, which is Add a Channel. Now, someone asked earlier, I know Russ, someone asked earlier about kind of adding or getting remarketing lists from other people. That's the point where if you have a really nice conversation with somebody who owns another channel, you can potentially do this and link their channel to your AdWords account. It's a clever strategy and can be very, very powerful. But yeah, I don't want to pull too much on that because it's one of those like slightly more advanced things that I don't often want to share. But that's how to do it basically.
Question is how long until like these underground like marketplaces spring up where you can just buy somebody's pixels basically, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sure that people do this on YouTube quite a lot. They build like a fan-based type channel, and then they know they can sell their kind of remarketing list almost of their views of their videos. It's kind of one of those underground things that no one talks about, and I've seen it. I haven't done it myself just because I'm not sure if it's legit or not. So not from whether the remarketing list is legit, I know that is, but whether or not it's kind of like whether it's not, it's a good strategy for long term, and I'm not sure if it'll get penalised or anything like that. I'm not sure what the deal is on that, so I don't get involved. I keep everything white hat, as you can expect, because we're working with client campaigns and stuff. But yeah, just so people know, they can potentially do that and add other people's channels there, and it can work really well if you've got an affinity between your audiences. So it's not competitiveness, but it's like there's an affinity. So you both sell a different product, but fit to the same audience. It can work really, really well. But basically, you just click that button and you just follow the steps, and it's very, very easy just to connect your YouTube account with your AdWords account. And by doing that, it's going to allow you to, it'll give you a lot more data about your views of your videos in terms of view counts and also your call to actions and also the level of engagement per ad for your videos, but also it'll allow you to do your remarketing, which is key, obviously. And obviously, once you've done it, something I sometimes forget to do is actually go back in and confirm the link. So that you'll see on the right-hand side, once you've confirmed it through YouTube, you also need to go back into AdWords and reconfirm it. It's just an awkward one. Sometimes you forget to do it sometimes. So that's how you connect it. And then second, what you want to do is actually start building your video remarketing lists. And what you can do is once you go back to like all campaigns again, so you just go back to your kind of like your dashboard by clicking campaigns here. Then what you want to do is on the left-hand side, you can see here it says shared library, and that's often a place that most people never click. But shared library is going to be key, and you're going to be clicking it quite a bit, I'm sure, because it's where we start building remarketing lists. So it's going to take you through to a page that looks like this, and on the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see video remarketing there, and that's where you want to click View. You're going to go through, it's going to take you through to this part of your AdWords campaign. and then basically what you're going to do is you're going to click your remarketing list there. And the beauty is then based on the channels you've got connected to your AdWords account, you're going to have all these different options. We covered these earlier as well, so it kind of shows you what you can do. But what I like to do is build them off this particular list, so viewed certain videos, and also this particular list, so viewed certain videos as ads. Now, a key thing here is group together your content based on the specific topics that you talk about in those contents, in those videos. Sorry. So let's say, for example, you've got a yoga channel, just because we were talking about yoga earlier. If you've got like videos about yoga for weight loss, or yoga for pregnancy, or yoga for relaxation, and let's say, for example, you've got 500 videos in your channel and they're all getting lots and lots of views, start categorizing them together, because of course if you start putting all of your yoga for pregnancy videos together and say I want to build a list off that, then you know, based on time obviously, because they're not going to be pregnant forever, but if that woman is pregnant, I was about to say if that person is pregnant, I think we can be confident to say if that woman was pregnant, but if that woman was pregnant, then then we know that they've been searching for any of our videos that are anything about pregnancy. We know they're pregnant, and we know we can offer them ads to get them to go and buy our pregnancy-specific yoga course that's costing a certain amount. And you can really start to advertise effectively based on how people are viewing your videos. Now, of course, if you look on the left-hand side there, you've got membership duration. So if it is about pregnancy, you know that you've got a maximum of 9 months, obviously, but you might have less than that, because in the first 3 months, maybe the woman's not necessarily so interested in yoga for pregnancy just then. They might get more interested as they get more and more heavily pregnant, so to speak. I know I'm speaking from experience because my wife is currently pregnant and just about to pop, and so we're about to have another little boy. But I know that she goes on there and searches for yoga for pregnancy all the time. And that's the thing. Once she's given birth, she won't go back to those same videos. So you need to be a bit careful about re-engaging your audience through those topics. But again, if it's yoga for relaxation, that's going to be more likely to be a longer term play. And but if you categorize your videos, build remarketing lists off those categories, you're going to be able to re-engage people with new ads. They're going to be that much more effective. And you can build segmented remarketing lists. And you can build a new remarketing list for each video you are showing as an ad as well. So once you're starting to show ads to these remarketing lists to people that are pregnant or people that want to relax through yoga, and you're showing your ads to those people, of course, all those people that watch that particular video, that ad that you're showing them, again, you can build a remarketing list off that particular ad. So again, loads of different ways of building remarketing lists, and you're obviously going to get some that are really kind of like strong remarketing lists, some that are slightly weaker, and it's just going to, like, you're going to be able to test it when you get the data through, and you're going to see what's working, what's not working. Cool. Okay. So the next thing you need to do is obviously just complete the rest of the form to build your remarketing list based on the channel you've got or the channel you've linked to. You're going to call it list names, making sure it's really clear on what that list name is all about. Choose a membership duration, and the maximum is 540 days, so you've got quite a long time. But I would say that you will based on 7 days, maybe 30 days, maybe 90 days, those sort of time periods. But of course, it's going to depend on your audience. If you've got like a specific product that's for a season, let's say for example you're selling certain products that's right for Christmas or Easter or Halloween or something along those lines, then your membership duration needs to be a specific amount of time. So you can either do the annual promotion of like 365 days based on when people bought your products, you can re-engage them the following year, or it might be based on you doing a kind of a limited sale, so to speak, and so you want people that are really hot who have seen your stuff in the last day or something like that, and those people only. You don't want to engage people that saw you 2 days ago, for example. So just kind of like think about your strategy behind it, and it means you can build remarketing lists that will just be perfect for your audience. And then third, what you want to obviously do is once you've built those remarketing lists, is target your remarketing list with new ads. So when you go to build your campaigns here, what you can do is you choose your campaigns as number one, and number two is you choose what type of campaign. Most of the time, because I'm just a ads guy, most of the time I'd actually be choosing video ads, so re-engaging with video ads, but we've seen some amazing results from just showing display ads to people. So of course you can do that through the AdWords platform. And one thing that you want to be really, really careful of, and this is really important that a lot of people miss out on, is frequency capping. Okay, now most people never even played with frequency capping, and it's why you can really annoy most of your audience quite a lot. So be really careful with this one, because use frequency capping, especially when using in-stream ad remarketing campaigns. Use frequency capping when building in-stream ad remarketing campaigns, so people don't want to kill you.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because if it's in-stream, yeah, you're interrupting people.
We had this problem.
And if it's in display,
Traffic and Conversion Summit ads.
oh, sorry, say that again, Russ. I was speaking while you were speaking there.
Oh, I'm sorry. We had this problem when we were running ads for TNC. We didn't have a frequency cap on there, and we got lots of people complaining through our support line. So
okay.
it was out of control, basically.
They probably converted already as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing, is that so I don't mind leaving this off when it's an in-display ad campaign, but when it's in-stream, you're interrupting people's videos on YouTube, and of course the inventory is kind of like there's so much room for you to advertise, especially if you're willing to pay more than your competition or more than the next person is, because of course if it's remarketing, you might be getting in front of a cat video, and it might be really, really cheap for you to advertise there. So you'll find you just get huge amounts of exposure from your remarketing. And the thing is if you don't put a frequency cap on it, people are just going to get so frustrated with you, because they're just going to keep on seeing your ad, and it just kind of interrupts their day all the time, and they end up hating you as a brand. So just be careful about that.
What number do you suggest to start with?
I normally, for in-stream, I'd normally keep it to less than 10 per day.
Okay.
Otherwise, like by the time I've seen a 10, I mean, I'd even go less than that sometimes. But remember, an impression for an in-stream campaign is just its impression is up to 30 seconds. So if I saw someone's ad 10 times on YouTube in a day, that's still probably too much. Even if it was 3, that's plenty. So, I mean, if I know that I get retargeted with one of YouTube's ads where they got like this guy flipping a pizza. I'm not sure if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, but it's like it's how to advertise locally through Google AdWords, and just because they're willing to spend the money on it, you go and look at any video, and if it's not a business-related topic, so not only advertising on it, you end up finding that it's just saturated with like Google AdWords ads, and just kind of getting people constantly getting in front of you the same ad, and it just gets really frustrating. So yeah, that's a real key one for in-stream. I would even be between 3 and 10, depending on how much you want to kind of really push it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so then if you want to target your remarketing lists, when it comes to the actual targeting, when you're building your ad campaign, you're going to have this option down here, which is remarketing. And if you click on that, you're then going to have the option to, you can see here, you can drop down with your video remarketing lists here, and there's loads of different types of remarketing lists I'll show you later. But you've got a load. I've blocked out most of them because it just shows either kind of my data or client data and things. But it'll just kind of give you a list there. One there says watch the video from viewability, and it's closed, so it's not got anything in there. But yeah, so you can have like loads of different types of remarketing, and you're just going to find that there's big audiences out there for you that you can advertise to. So here's a quick example of this in play. So this is kind of like how it might look this is Andy Harrington, one of our clients. So say for example, someone goes to YouTube and they type in something around public speaking skills or speaking skills, presentation skills, kind of communication skills, etc. We've got ads running for Andy Harrington, and if they click his ad that appears at the top of the results, again, try and have a really engaging like thumbnail and good title there as well. And if they click that, they're going to go through to Andy's video, and with Andy's video there, they're going to watch it. Whether they decide to click and actually go and sign up for his kind of lead magnet or not, they're going to be stuck onto a video remarketing list because they've already decided to watch that particular video. They clicked to watch it, so it's a view, and therefore those people will go onto my video remarketing list. Now, based on that, from the video remarketing list, we can then send them new ads. We can target that audience with the new ad, so we just re-engage them again and again and again. But make sure when you're doing this, you exclude the people that have converted. Otherwise, you'll just be advertising to people that have already bought your products or signed up, and there's no need. You'll just be wasting money on those good people and annoying them as well. So the way to do this is to exclude your converters or people that have opted in. When you go into your campaigns and you click on your display network and your targeting, and you type in your interest in remarketing, you can see it here. In fact, I think it might show you here. There we go. Once you've clicked on your interests and remarketing, you just go down the page to the very bottom of the page. I couldn't fit it all in one screenshot. And at the bottom, you can see here, campaign audience exclusions, add the exclusion of all converters. So there you can see all converters, and that's going to be taking your conversion pixels and saying, we'll show it to all the people that watch your video minus the people that are your converters. And it just means that you're connecting with the people that haven't yet converted, and it's a much more effective way of running a campaign.
Very cool.
Now, here's some results for this particular client. This is for Andy Harrington. Now, we're used to spending on average around about £4 to £5, which is about well, it ranges really, depending on what type of campaign we're running and what offer we're sending them to, because he's got many offers. Like he's got a book launch, he's got a masterclass, like webinar thing. He's got so he's got a variety of different offers there. But by opening up the remarketing list, you can see that it kind of really reduces the cost per conversion, and also gives us a lot more scale. So we can see that in most cases, once we've got optimized campaign and also an optimized remarketing campaign, we can definitely cut costs of opt-ins in half. People that haven't yet opted in, we can really get it back in front of them, and you can see the cost per conversion. If we're used to spending around £4 or so, some of them are more expensive, some of them are cheaper. And so it can really vary, but obviously it's going to vary on what type of remarketing list you have, what videos they've been watching, and what sort of video you're showing to them again. So it will all kind of like be different, but as long as you're keeping a track of things and knowing where people are going and what videos you're sending them, you can start to become really, really effective in your advertising. Cool, okay. We're going to go into strategy 2 now, which is what to do with those pesky people that don't opt in. And a quick answer here really is give them a different offer. Don't keep on promoting the same thing to the same people. Try and give them a different offer if they didn't opt in. So if we take it back to the kind of the theory diagram here, so how to get more customers, I'd show them my ad. It cost me about 15 cents. Then send them back to my page, and hopefully they're going to opt in. That's kind of like the typical approach for any campaign. And then we're basically saying anyone who hits this page now and doesn't decide to convert, who don't go on to that next part, what we can do is, instead of sending them back to this video, we're now going to send these people back to the new ad again. Okay, so they're going to go, it's going to be again much cheaper, but these people have kind of will be a slightly hotter audience because they decided to click the video. They were interested in the first place up here. They were interested in this particular topic I was talking about in the video, clicked, but they didn't convert on the landing page or on the opt-in page for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't like the look of it, maybe it didn't load fast enough. There could be a load of different reasons why they potentially didn't sign up there. Your pixel may have fired, but you may not have found that you've got someone to convert. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to set that up, because obviously the people that land on the site are going to be a much warmer and hotter audience, much more likely to convert than the audience who saw just your video and didn't decide to click. So this just is a bit of another audience that's a bit more powerful sometimes, especially when you've got multiple sources of traffic coming into this particular opt-in page. This can be from people from Facebook, it can be people from all other types of organic traffic, LinkedIn, Twitter, any type of traffic you're getting in from any other sources. We can add the Google Pixel and then show them a different ad. So this is where we need to first of all add the remarketing code, the Google remarketing code to the website. And you can do this through analytics. So I'm sure we're going to have some very advanced people on the call who are saying, oh, I do this through analytics. And in fact, I sometimes do it through analytics as well. But you can do it through AdWords and it works equally as effectively. Analytics just gives you a few more options about the types of lists you build, and you can be a little bit more specific. But I like building it through AdWords as well. So again, we go and click on Shared Library, and then what we do is we go to Audiences this time, and we're going to go to, once you click into Audiences, you're going to see that all of your audiences are down below, but you're going to see the remarketing tag. Now, because I've got all my remarketing tags set up for clients already, I couldn't find one which didn't have one. So I just took, it's on the right-hand side when you get into this page, and you just click there to set it up. And you're going to come through to this page where you've got the remarketing tag. Click on the right-hand tab, which says Setup instead of, as opposed to Details. Then you're going to say View My AdWords tag for websites, and then you're going to be given a long code that you need to add to your website. Now, this remarketing tag needs to be added almost like a global tracking code, so it goes across the whole website. You can either put it on every single page or specific pages if you really want to. But normally with your website, you can actually have a global tracking code that you just add. That means it gets added to every single page. A bit like on Facebook with your custom audience pixel. Same thing really. But bear in mind that if you don't know how to do that, get a techie person. Either find someone who is a technical person or a website developer. It's literally a 20-second job, if that. So it's very easy to do this. And I'd say that if you're struggling on knowing where to put that code or whatever it might be, just literally just talk to your web developer or find a web developer that'll do it for you. It's the most effective thing I can say. Cool, okay. So once you can add that to your website, then what you can do is you can start to build your website remarketing lists. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to go back into your shared library again, and this time you can see that little red tab here, and it says plus a remarketing list, and then you can see website visitors, and this is based on people that have visited your website. So we're going to click on that particular link, and then it's going to ask you to build a new remarketing list based on what people have done on your website. So you can see here you add your remarketing list, and it can be who to add to your list, visitors of a page, visitors of a page who did not visit another page. You've got so many different options here. So you can kind of start to build lots of different types of remarketing lists based on people's behavior on your site, which is a really cool way of creating very quickly creating some really effective remarketing lists, because they've come back to your website already, they're engaged, and they want your stuff. They want to find out more about your stuff, but they just didn't sign up the first time around. We're going to build lists of people that are non-converters on the opt-in pages. Once you've built those lists, now similar to last time, you can just target your website remarketing list with new ads. Okay, so again, if we kind of look at this again, then you can see the campaigns here. When you build a campaign, you're going to have lots of different options of different types of campaigns you can build. And then just beware, again, this one here, use frequency capping when building in-stream ad campaigns, like the pre-roll ads, so people don't want to kill you. And then again, choose your remarketing, and you're going to have all your options here in terms of your remarketing listing. You just go and grab your website remarketing list, because, you're going to have your option to build your video remarketing lists. And you can choose your website remarketing list as well here. There's actually a little drop-down menu here, and that should give you more options as opposed to just your video remarketing lists. It'll give you your website ones as well, so there'll be different options, and be very clear on what type of kind of like a list you can build. And of course, just remember to exclude those converters. So at the bottom of the page, again, search out for your exclusions and exclude all your converters. So you basically now can target all your traffic minus your converters, or all traffic that hit a certain opt-in page, and exclude your all converters. And it means you've left with all the people that didn't opt in, and you can target those people with different ads, sending those people to different offers. An example here, I can show you this particular example now. So this is what we're talking about here, getting those non-converters to go to a different ad, and sharing with them a new video to get them to sign up to something different. But here's an example of a kind of a well-optimized campaign here. The average cost per lead in this is a very competitive marketplace. You can see all the stats here on the right-hand side of, like, we've got kind of nearly 2,000 conversions from this particular campaign, and it's cost us £7,968.78 in total. So the average cost per lead is around about £4.15. That's the cold traffic. But remember, we've been really optimizing that for over a year. It's not the biggest campaign in the world, but it's just been a campaign that we've been building and really optimizing. But this is approaching cold traffic. And then when we remarketed the non-converters from the opt-in page and sent them to a new offer, you can see here non-converters from offer 1, and the IS stands for in-stream, and RM stands for remarketing. You can see here that we've got an extra 1,041 conversions at the price of £3,323.05. So the average cost per lead is down to £3.19. But the beauty here is not only is it cheaper, it's giving us a lot more scale as well that we wouldn't have had any otherwise, because we can just re-engage those people that were interested. So the cost was £4.15 for a really well optimized kind of campaign, and those people that didn't sign up would end up coming back and signing up for £3.19. So it's lower cost per acquisition, and also we'll find that it's you can get in touch with that audience again. So it just gives you that extra scale and it gives you another bite of the cherry, so to speak. So it works really, really effectively. And there's just me just highlighting that. Cool. Okay. And last thing I want to do is just go through strategy number 3. Russ, how are we doing for time? Are we good?
We're good. We've got one question I wanted to throw out there. So the good question here was, is the remarketing pixel the same for AdWords remarketing as it is for YouTube remarketing? Is that, in other words, is there just like a universal pixel that comes with your AdWords account, or is it a separate one for the YouTube stuff?
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Okay. So whether you use well, it is for the website. Sorry. So you don't need to set up any remarketing code for your YouTube videos. That's already part of the system. So it's already being tracked and for you. Right. So that's there. For website, obviously you need to put that code on there, but that code is universal. So whether you're using Google AdWords or whether you're using YouTube, it uses the same code.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, let's rock and roll, man.
Cool.
Okay. We're getting a lot of people saying, like, are you guys digging this on the call? Are you guys getting this? If you are, let us know in the questions box there. Because I think
I presented in America when was it? Probably a couple of years ago now, and it was not the biggest conference in the world. It was about like 50 people there or something, but they're like real geeks when it comes to advertising and things. And I was presenting, and I think it was like a 3-day conference, and during that kind of 3-day conference, it became like this culture where if someone like gave like a really, really good piece of content or something that really helps people out or kind of opened people's eyes to a new strategy or something, the idea was that the crowd had to shout out, "Get that man a beer ticket." So I often say on like webinars and things or anything like this, like, right, if you like it, just give us a shout. I'll get that man a beer ticket, and then I'm on
I like that.
So it's good.
That's a good one. All right, sweet, man. All right, let's look at strategy 3 here.
Cool. Okay. So this is about how to get more out of your campaign successes. So when you're already running good campaigns, how do you get a bit more out of it? How do you get more reach? How do you lower the cost per acquisition continuously? And what specifics can you do? So this one is like some of this is really new that I'm sharing with you because it's like there's been so much change over the last couple of weeks with AdWords, but some of it's just like good practice really more than anything else. Let's go back to this funnel again. So keyword, video, opt-in page, and onto the database. Now, if you get converters, which we'll all get hopefully, when you get converters on your website, then obviously you don't want to remarket to those people because they're already on your list. You might want to remarket to them if you had like a special offer for an event or something like that. So if your email delivery rate's low and you still want to get in front of your audience and you really want to let them know, and you know that not a huge proportion of your list have bought from you yet, you can still kind of like show, it's still a very effective approach to show ads to your converters, especially if like you're going to run a webinar and you want kind of to remind people to come to the webinar, you can run ads to those people, which is really, really cool, very, very cheap as well. But with those converters, the beauty of AdWords is that what they'll do is they'll build you a similar audience. So similar to Facebook, how they build you a lookalike audience, AdWords will build you a similar audience based on your remarketing lists. Now, I must say that the more data you have, the more people that are converted, the better quality that list will be. So if you've got like 10 people converted, then your similar audience is going to be pretty low quality. Might have a lot of volume in there, but you need to give the algorithm of Google a lot of data, and the more data you give it, the better similar audience you'll build. But that similar audience can then obviously be promoted to the existing ad that you've got because they wouldn't have seen it before. Or you can obviously show them to any other ad that you might have as well. And from there, you'll basically be showing, with your similar audience, again, it's dirt cheap to get in front of them because you're not paying to be in front of people in the high-cost areas, like when people are advertising for particular keywords and bidding there for keywords. You can get in front of people for the really low-cost remarketing focus, and then we can show them our ads, get them back to our landing pages, and then get them to sign up for our products and our services. So that similar audience, when you're giving Google enough data, it works really, really effectively. So the beauty is when you're building that remarketing list, any remarketing list on AdWords, if you give it enough time, it will build you an automatic similar to audience automatically. So let's take your similar to lists and let's work out how to target them. So you click on your campaigns, and then what you'll do is when you start building your campaign, whatever type of campaign you want to build, you then make sure you do this again. Make sure you keep a close eye on the frequency capping for in-stream ad campaigns, so people don't want to kill you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose your remarketing list again when it comes to your targeting options. And this time, if you click inside your remarketing list that you've got, and you click on your tab there where it says video remarketing list, that's the default one it wants to give you. But underneath it, you've got video remarketing list, AdWords remarketing list, similar to remarketing lists, and similar to remarketing lists as well. So, yeah, similar to video remarketing list and similar to remarketing list. It will categorize them slightly different. So an AdWords remarketing list will be from your AdWords campaigns and also your website conversions as well. And basically, the ones highlighted there are the similar to the list you'll be building. So those are really valid as long as you've got enough data in them. Okay. And then what you do is you just target that particular similar to remarketing list. It's going to be called whatever you want to call it, but it'll be similar to, and then it'll be whatever the targeting list will be. And you're going to see here that the list size will start relatively small. I mean, this is okay size, 120,000 people that you can get in front of. But if you're showing your ad, and let's say, for example, you've had, let's say, 1,000 opt-ins, and maybe you've had, let's say, 5,000 people hit your landing page or your opt-in page, and you've had kind of 20,000 views, for example, or whatever it might be. Those numbers are plucked out of thin air, by the way. If you have those sort of numbers and they're kind of relatively high, you're going to find that you can start to build very, very kind of like good quality remarketing lists, put it that way, and similar to remarketing lists as well. But the more data, as I say, the better these lists will get. So yeah, you'll find that it will give you a very, very large list based on that data. So it's a good list to target when you know they've got enough data coming in. And very, very new, and it's literally just rolled out to all campaigns now on AdWords, so everyone should have access to this. This is the new Google Customer Match, and this is basically rivaling Facebook, I believe. I think it's going to be kind of a big play for Google and also for YouTube, in the fact that like with Facebook, when you upload a custom audience, you can upload your list of kind of prospects and also your list of buyers, for example, or your whole database, however you want to do it. Facebook will go and start building a similar audience to that. In exactly the same way, Google do exactly the same thing now, and it's called Google Customer Match. And it's really, really exciting. So the way you do this, the way you kind of set it all up, is go to campaigns, go to shared library, as always, for building your remarketing lists. And then if you zoom in to your shared library, you're going to see audiences there. Click on view there, and what you're going to find, you come through to this part where you can click the remarketing list button, and when you get that drop down, it's going to kind of give you the next option, which is customer emails. And you're going to click on customer emails, and then it's going to take you through to a pop-up window that looks like this. You're adding a new remarketing list, but you enter the name of your list. I would recommend you upload one for your prospects and upload one for your customers. And depending on the size of both those lists, I might combine them as well, just to say a total database or something along those lines. And then you upload your customer email addresses. Obviously, if you upload a really large, if you've got very, very large audiences of prospects and very, very large audience of customers, then I would definitely split them up, because if you've got a very large customer list, you're obviously just going to be building more and more customers, or people that are just like your customers. So that's an obvious approach to take. But yeah, you just upload it. It's a CSV file of all the email addresses. Doesn't have to be in a particular format at all. Just get all those emails in there. Just download it from your database. It'll be pretty simple. Upload it, and yeah, again, membership duration, how long you want to stick them in there for. I would normally build it off like 540 days, because they bought from you, and you basically just build like just putting your list up to Google basically. There's a button there underneath that pop-up window that would say save, and then it's going to upload them. It might take about 3 or 4 days for it'll tell you instantly how many of those emails have been recognized, and you're normally looking at about 95%. But then it will tell you how many of those emails can actually be used as part of your remarketing based on the data that Google have for them, and you're normally looking at about 60 to 70% or so. So it's a pretty good number, pretty high recognition of emails there. And then if you want to target that Google customer match, well, again, what you do, campaigns, build a campaign out here. Again, be aware of the frequency capping, but then you choose your remarketing list again, and then you're going to have licensed lists as well. You can use that particular tab there, and you're going to see your customer match there. Now, if you've given it enough time, you'll also find that you'll have like similar to your Google customer match audience as well, which is huge. So it's like building a lookalike audience of your current list, basically. So if there's enough data in that, you'll find that you have a really, really powerful approach to take there, and you can get some amazing results through that approach. It's very, very early doors, so we don't have any hard evidence that this is working particularly well just yet. The initial numbers look really exciting, but I don't want to be like overselling it and saying how good it is. If after, you know what can happen on Facebook sometimes, when you start running a campaign, it looks really good, and a month later it just dies away because you've saturated your marketplace. But I know that Google Customer Match is getting rave reviews across all the people in the industry that I know who are running ads as parts of agencies, and yeah, it's getting very, very exciting when people have big lists they can upload, because it just gives us as advertisers a lot more flexibility as to how to build that out much more rapidly. So yeah, and then you can start using the similar to that Google Customer Match as well. And finally, what I want to do, apart from just these strategies, I want to give some things to know quickly. And the fact that, again, I just want to stress the fact that the more data you give Google, the better results you'll get. So the more opt-ins, the more conversions, it'll build better remarketing lists, better similar to remarketing lists, and you'll get better results. And of course, we're talking about some not the most advanced remarketing strategies here, like you can send traffic to a blog and re-engage it there, etc. There's lots of different ways of adding remarketing, and it can be if they bought one product to sell them another product, etc. We're not talking about huge levels of detail here with the remarketing, but it's with YouTube, very few people are actually using YouTube ads. Very, very, very few people are actually using remarketing intelligently with YouTube ads. So there's a big advantage about using YouTube remarketing right now. And one strategy that I did pull on, but if you segment your video view remarketing, like the people who watch certain types of videos from your current YouTube channel, and follow up with dynamic offers, and what I mean by that is give them videos that are specific to that audience, that works incredibly well. So here I'm saying if they've watched a pregnancy yoga video, offer pregnancy yoga type products and services to those people. Or kind of use display ads across the whole of Google, so it doesn't have to just stay on YouTube anymore. As soon as you get that pixel fired, you can kind of send it all over the place. You can get ads all over the place across the whole internet. And of course, as I said earlier, the cross-platform remarketing. So engage someone on YouTube. First of all, get in front of that cold traffic on YouTube because it's nice and cheap and high quality, and then you can show them ads on Facebook. That works really, really well. I know a lot of top people have started to implement that now, and yeah, it works incredibly well. But vice versa as well. If you send in traffic from Facebook to your opt-in page and they're not converting, you can potentially kind of re-engage them with remarketing through YouTube. and also Google. And one thing I think is a really effective strategy is to send in-stream traffic to a blog post, telling them in the actual ad itself, in the video ad itself, here, go and check out this blog post, because the barriers are down when it's a blog post. It's not a sales approach. So you can be really quick with your, hey, look, if you want to learn the 5 things to crush it with YouTube ads, click this and take you back to a blog post that's going to describe it. Because it's blog post, it sounds like it's content. People will click those ads a lot more effectively. And then you can obviously look at pixeling them off your blog post. That can work. It's a very, very effective strategy for your remarketing. And another strategy here that I wanted to talk about is give them a longer in-display ad. So maybe like a 5-minute ad, give them really good content on YouTube, knowing that you're pixeling them from your video itself. And then you can follow them up with shorter, like pre-roll ads and in-stream ads. You can follow up with shorter direct ads. And that strategy works really well as well. But yeah, I know we can go into huge amounts of detail because there's so much different ways of using remarketing, but I think that this gets people started. It's easy and gets some amazing results.
This is fantastic, dude. Give this man a beer ticket.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
No, really good. I mean, a lot of people just popping in here going, "This is fantastic," and the way you set it up, and it's so detailed. I know a lot of people really appreciate that. Go to tombreeze.com, BREEZE.com, and download that other presentation because same amount of fantastic detail in there, and the big reason that we wanted to get you on here and help these guys out. So a lot of people giving you a beer ticket here in the.
I'll have to check this out because I've been checking on the comments because it's been presenting as such. So yeah, I'll have a look at these comments now.
All right, so a couple of questions before we close this one out. Any idea how they're coming to get these lookalike audiences or these similar audiences? Like what data points they're looking at, or is it just kind of like part of the big Google mystery as to how they?
It's a really good question, and I'm not 100% sure. It's been something I've done some research before on, and I'm sure someone on the call might know better than I do, in fact. But I know there's 2 levels of Google tracking based on your current session and your user identity as well. So say, for example, it's like your actual profile. Information is saved to your profile, and also your current session and your activity. So they'll track everything you're doing and then form an opinion of who you are and follow you up with that. So, so I'll come back to this in a second. And then you also got another level, which is like you've got the server-side stuff as well. So you've got kind of like what they know about you on your IP address and all that sort of stuff. So there's more of a consistent information there. And the best way I can explain it is that it's quite a few years ago now, but like, do you remember like internet cafes? Whereas like before, you could actually own internet at your own house. You'd have to go into town and go to the cafe and go and use the internet there. Well, it probably shows my youth more than anything else. But I remember going to like internet cafes and then so I'll get into the computer and you would obviously see what people have been doing on the computer beforehand because you start seeing the ads pop up for different random things that you've never seen before. So like it can be, say for example, someone foreign was on the computer before you, then you'd start seeing ads for foreign companies and foreign ads and stuff like that. So you see that based on the current session that computer has been using, sort of thing. But then if I was to log into my Google account, I'd start seeing ads that are more appropriate for me. So that's kind of the 2 levels I know about on Google and how they track you and how they track your behavior and things. I'm not sure how it works in terms of like here's exactly how this pixel works, but I don't worry about that too much. It's like I don't worry about why it works or specifically exactly how it works. All I know is it does work, and and I know that if we target people correctly and add pixels to people, we're following them around and we're all good. So yeah, I can't answer that one with complete confidence, but maybe someone on the call would know a little bit more detail.
Anybody know, or Tom, I wonder if this might be something to pop into the DM Engage group, but if you're able to determine whether a client is using remarketing on YouTube or by the, I guess, I don't know if there's any code on their site or anything that would tell you whether they're using it or not. I'm assuming this question is so the person can figure out whether they should offer it to their client or not. I don't know, but
Yeah. So if they go to like the home page of their website or an opt-in page, and even if they sign up to that client's website, and just right-click on the website and then say View Page Source, just start typing in. Let me just try and find my slide on this. Actually, you can start typing in some of the code for like. Let me just grab this quickly. I think it was on this one. So we talked about this code here. This code here is, you can start typing in like C data, and underneath it's going to be like, it's basically your remarketing tag.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's added that to their website, you'll know that they've got remarketing set up. Whether they're using it or not, I think it's going to be difficult to tell. You can right click and view the page source and see what sort of tracking pixels they've got on their site, and it's quite good because you can see if they've got Google, you can see if they've got Facebook, you can see if they've got lots of different types of.
There's also a plugin called Ghostery, Ghostery, that'll show you like all the crazy stuff that's on any web page, like all the different types of technology they're using on the page, and so that plugin is like a little Chrome plugin called Ghostery, which is really cool. Well, this is fantastic, man. We've already kept you guys over a little bit today, and Tom is in the DM Engage Facebook group, but don't be discouraged if he doesn't reply right back to you. I know you're a busy fella, but how many of you guys think Tom deserves a beer ticket for his presentation today? really great
PayPal buttons, you can just pay like $4 or whatever it is.
Yeah, so go have a beer. I know it's getting late there as well in the UK, so enjoy your evening, and thanks everybody for being on the call. Lindsay, thank you so much for all you do in the questions area over there. And guys, go check out tombreeze.com, download that presentation, and you'll get another fantastic bunch of value from all the stuff Tom knows. And yes, this recording will be up. It's usually up within about 24 hours. We'll have it archived in the DM Engage membership area. And thanks again, Tom.
Yeah, I loved it. It's really good fun. And as I say, if anyone's got any questions, I'll be in DM Engage maybe later on this evening potentially, or tomorrow morning. So that'd be my time, UK time. So that'd be like mega early for any of you US guys. But I'll be around answering questions, etc. And for the next kind of 48 hours or so. So far away. And we'd be more than happy to help out in any way. But also, let me know kind of like how much you enjoyed it, because it's always good to get some feedback, because I haven't actually seen the questions and comments and things, so it'd be good to see them. So it'd be good fun.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully on office hours, where we'll be talking. We're doing a little tool demo of a cool tool called Hotjar, and so we'll see you over there. And if not, we'll see you on the next What's Working Now call.
Hang on a second, Russ.
Oh, what's the problem?
Here's a fun thing to do. If any of you plan to be with us tomorrow for office hours, we will have Justin Rondo on with us. And one thing that's fun that we like to do is when we ask people to give Justin a round of applause, no one replies.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. So if any of you are joining us, definitely help us do
that. Or how about just like a boo hiss, boo hiss?
Yeah, just boo. Just tell him he's doing a crap job.
You're so mean to Justin. You're mean to Justin. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
All right, thanks, Tom. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.